In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the deep to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke.
We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello. Hope all is well with everybody. It is Friday Eve, as I like to call it, the day before the end of the week. And I hope everybody's had a good week so far. And as usual, you know I'm going to say it. So get ready for it. If you have not already grabbed the African Diaspora News Channel app, please make sure you do so. Head over to your Google or Apple store and grab that app. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, okay? You'll have exclusive access to content that you won't see anywhere else. And then you'll have first dibs on content that everybody else will see the following day here on YouTube. So, I mean, what are you waiting for? Grab that app. Anyhow, today we're going to talk about anti-Black racism because, you know, I'm about that. I'm about exposing these anti-Black racists. And today's star of the anti-Black racist show is this woman. Her name is Lourdes Portugues. And Lourdes had an issue with a Black female postal worker delivering mail, doing what she does for a living. So let's just watch the video and see how this turned out.
Behind the wheel was Lourdes Portugues, who is now in jail on 2 counts of aggravated assault. Police say the 34-year-old attacked a postal worker delivering mail to her home and called her a racial slur.
She had no reason to be mad at this mail carrier. She was just doing her job.
Tuesday afternoon, police say a Black postal worker was delivering mail to Portuguese's home on Northwest 18th Place in Miami when the suspect's son approached the victim to get the mail. That's when the suspect allegedly yelled at the child, saying, quote, "We don't talk to N-words." The police report states the victim said she was just trying to do her job when Portuguese then grabbed a water hose and sprayed the victim. Police say the postal worker ran in fear for her life and called 911, but things got worse.
And she gets into her vehicle. She tries to run over the mail carrier, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Investigators say Portuguese then threatened to shoot her.
As we're getting to the scene, she tells the mail carrier, "I'm going to go into my house, I'm going to grab my gun, and I'm going to shoot you."
Police say the victim wasn't hurt. Surveillance video shows officers on scene. Witnesses say Portuguese kicked and screamed as she was arrested, but say they're not surprised by what happened.
She was yelling, telling her, don't grab me, get off me.
This isn't the first time the cops has come to the house, to their house. It's happened many times.
Portuguese was arrested last year for battery and in 2024 on drug charges.
She appeared in bond court today. She's not allowed to have any contact with the victim and is on house arrest with an 11 p.m. curfew.
And if the victim is still delivering mail at your home, you better avoid her and stay in your house or go the other way.
All right. So as you can hear, and this happened in Miami, the Black postal worker was just trying to do her job, deliver mail, and her son went to get the mail. And mommy had an issue with it and said, "We don't talk to N-words." And then, as you could hear, the Black postal worker said, "Hey, I'm just doing my job," you know? And then it escalated. I will say this. She said that she was going to grab her gun and shoot her. It turned out to be a pellet gun. That's all that the police found in her room. But nevertheless, that's beside the point. And then she took, before that, she took the water hose and was spraying this woman. We know the connotation that comes with water hoses, okay? We know back in the day, of slavery and what have you, and the the extreme overt racism, not that it doesn't exist now, but they used to do that a lot to us, right? They used to take the water hose and spray us down and what have you. So this is a direct um actually it's just similar. It's the same thing. I was going to try and do something fancy, but it is what it is. It was a direct form of what has been happening to us, and it, at the end of the day, it's assault. Now, the fact that this woman has a record, has been arrested for other things. You hear neighbors saying this isn't the first time the police have been called to her house. And yet she was able to get out on $15,000 bond, by the way, and be on house arrest is beyond me. Because if she already has a record, and then on top of that, to me, that's attempted murder. She's trying to run this woman down. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. She tried to run this woman down, okay? And then threatened to shoot her. We at the time, and I'm sure the woman at the time didn't know that it was a pellet gun, but nevertheless, pellet guns still injure people. At the end of the day, this woman should be behind bars. She shouldn't be on no house arrest. And then you hear the judge saying, if you see her, just turn around and go the other way. And what? Like, why are we even having this conversation? Like, why is this woman not arrested? We know, family, we know. If it was a Black person, they get, as it is, Black people get locked up for longer, for lesser crimes. This woman tried to literally take this Black postal worker out. So the fact that she is able to still be in her house, I don't care if it's house arrest, she's still able to walk the streets and not be behind bars where she belongs, is beyond unacceptable. Now, Miami-Dade State's attorney is trying to review and see if they can escalate this to a hate crime. I don't know what you need to review. Everything's right here on camera. You don't need to review nothing. It's right there. The words came out of this woman's own mouth, her actions, and then you hear them saying that she was fighting off the police officers. All of this is going on, okay? We would never be allowed to get away with that. Never. Never. You know what else I'm wondering, though, family? Just as a side note, I'm just wondering because I feel like unless this Black postal worker is new to this area, it doesn't make sense to me because she must have taken this route more than once because mail carriers, they go along the same route all the time. So would this have been the first time that this woman has seen her? Or is it because she talked to her son? Like, what triggered this woman? Unless this is a new person taking this new route and maybe the former mail carrier was one that looked like her, and she has a problem with this Black person being a mail carrier in this area. Now, if I was that Black postal worker, the level in which that woman would be sued, first of all. Secondly, I'm going to my boss and I'm saying you need to remove me from that route. All right? Because this woman clearly has no self-control. The fact that she already has a record, the fact that police have been called multiple times, the fact that she's been arrested more than once and charged for drug trafficking and whatever else it was, suggests to me that she has no discipline. She has no rule over herself. So what's to say that this Black woman comes back the following day to deliver mail and she does the same thing? I mean, I wouldn't trust it. That's why I don't even understand why she's able to walk the streets, right? So that's my 2 cents about this. This is ridiculous to me. This woman should be in jail, period. In jail. So I don't know what is going on with the laws in Miami-Dade, but man, you need to change that. You need to change those laws. Let me put my glasses on and see what you all are saying here. All right. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? Today is Thursday. Yes, I call it Friday Eve. Just like Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. Andre, good afternoon. Psalm 83, Shalom. Bobby 7070, it's something special about us since the whole world hates us. Yeah, it's called jealousy. It's called fear, envy, all that stuff. She looks... well, clearly she has issues, some. Thank you so much, Malicious. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you much. I got a facial. That's why if you're seeing a glow, I had a facial today. You know, we got to do some self-love to ourselves. You know how it goes. Thank you so much. Yeah, attempted murder, Niema. That's what I'm saying. Attempted murder. Exactly, McQueen. Say no to drugs. Yeah, exactly, J Money. I'm like, why just so house arrest? What the heck is that? That's nothing. That's what I'm saying. What's to stop her from doing it again? She, you know, when people commit crimes like something like this, and there are no consequences, no real consequences, they'll do it again. They'll do it again. So, Doris, you think that she should get 90 days? I think she should get more than that. She's a repeat offender. And this time, to me, that's even escalated from the first 2 charges that she was charged for. Let's see. What did they say her charges were? I'm going to just double check it here. So they said she's been arrested at least twice, once in 2024 for battery and once before for a drug-related charge. So, I mean, she has a history of violence. She's already been arrested for battery. So 90 days to me is not even nearly enough. Say no to prejudice. I agree. Say no to prejudice. Say no to racism. If only that can happen in this perfect world we live in, or the perfect world I would like us to live in, it would be that way, but that's just not the reality. She will get her karma. You're saying she'll get her karma, Elder Wayne. Yeah, this is a hate crime. I mean, it's a hate crime. There's no it's open and cut. There's no, I don't understand the reviewing. I don't understand why you want to escalate. You have to look at it to see if it is what it is. It is what it is. It's similar to, how many postal workers, how many FedEx workers, how many UPS workers, how many delivery people do we see going through this on a regular basis? If it's not one of the folks gatekeeping the area and, you know, appointing themselves the resident gatekeeper and saying, oh, you know, this is private property. You can't come through here. How many times do we see that? You know, they intercept them before they even get to go through. How many times do we hear about just the other day, a FedEx worker was gunned down in the United States? How many times does this happen? All the time to Black people, all the freaking time. So it's just like, there needs to be a hate crime in place. Look at what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, who was just going for a jog. I mean, there needs to be a hate crime. These people are in service of us, of people who in residences who have placed orders, Amazon deliveries, like I said, courier deliveries. They're in service to us. So they're there to deliver what we paid our good money for. And their lives should not be in jeopardy because they're Black and are literally doing a service for you, anti-Black racists. So it's beyond me that these people shouldn't be behind bars. And it's just not as simple as, okay, we're going to just switch and bring a white person to come and deliver for you from now on. No. Because this sister could have lost her life. So it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. This woman needs to be behind bars, and sister needs to sue the pants off of them. Sue the pants out. Civil suit all day. And make sure she gets charged with attempted murder, because that's what that was. So Miss Mississippi. Yeah, exactly. You're saying you see these people will not attack white people like they do Black people. It's true. That's why I'm wondering if this sister is new to the route. Because I find it hard to believe that that's the first time she's delivering mail to this woman's house. It can't possibly be the first time, So I'm just wondering if it's the first time because she's new to that route and she's like, I'm not having it. We're not talking to N words and we're not having delivery from N words. I'm just wondering because, like, again, she must be doing the same route all the time. She must have seen her before, unless she was scoping her out and unless, she doesn't get mail very often. And finally she picked her moment because she was bringing mail to her. Either way, this needs to be a hate crime. And you're right, Miss Mississippi. She wouldn't have treated, one that's non-melanated that way. It wouldn't have happened. Exactly. McQueen, you're saying 90 days isn't ample for what she did. I agree. It is exactly, Interfaith Queen. It is a federal crime to attack a U.S. postal worker because they're on. I know here in Canada, they're part of a union. They're on a union. And so, yeah, she needs the book thrown at her. The judge looked like she was perturbed by her or annoyed, but clearly not annoyed enough to make her spend some real time behind bars where she belongs. And let her try and do that nonsense with a Black person that's behind bars. Good luck. Doris Helton, you said it was a threatened and assaulting and traumatizing the postal worker. It's sad and evil. Agree. Tell me where you did so wrong and never get reparations, 40 acres and a mule. Anti-racial actions should be faced with severe charges, no longer tolerance. Exactly. This systemic perpetuation of crime against Black people all day, every day. Again, if we just don't see it on camera, it doesn't mean it's not happening so much more than we know. It is a thing. The feds need to get involved. Agree. Ernest Deckard. Black people in America need to realize that we don't have to take this. Yeah, we don't have to take this stuff. We do not. We have the right to fight and defend ourselves. Yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like there's enough instances of this happening with our delivery people to justify them being able to have something to defend themselves. Don't y'all think so? Drop a thumbs up in the chat. I think that this needs to be reassessed and there needs to be extra pay. I know there are some workers that have what they call danger pay here in Canada. There needs to be extra pay for that. And there needs to be a way for them to protect themselves because they're just trying to do their job and they don't need to not come home for delivering mail or a parcel or, furniture or whatever it is. Right. So, yeah, I agree. I think there's enough of cases to justify that for sure. Ash Bender, you thought it was an offensive. Yeah, it is offensive, definitely, to attack a postal worker. Exactly, Calvin Hancock. You said they put 60 to 70-year-old Black people in jail. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Black people will be put in jail for way less and for way longer. So, yeah, we need to look at that. So you're saying postal workers need to protect themselves. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Malicious, you're saying, I don't know if any of you, but, you said you don't fear death? Okay, so you were ready. You're ready. Hey, Mike Nice, thanks so much for tuning in. You're saying the system support crimes against Black people, the sentencing support systemic behavior. Yeah, there's definitely a glaring difference in the way that we're treated versus non-melanated people. Definitely much more grace, much more leniency in the punishment. And for us, it's a whole other thing. I mean, we're already tried and convicted just for being Black. This woman was already tried and convicted for delivering mail while Black. walking while black, driving while black, shopping while black. I mean, we come in the door already. She's a thief, or he's a thief, or, you know, you name it. Yesterday, we talked about the sister who was just trying to shop and mind her own business. It's just our reality. It is our reality, but it's also our right to push back and make sure this doesn't just get washed in the trees, so to speak, you know, like we see it, it's in the headlines, it's breaking news, and then we don't hear anything anymore. I'm going to be like a little dog with a bone, making sure I follow through, because I want to know what happens here. These counties, these laws, you know, we need to work on changing them. So Calvin, you're saying that she needs to be put in jail before she really unalives somebody, because just think about it. What if she did? What if she did unalive this sister? Right? So that's the consequences need to be she's behind bars. I agree with you. It is a federal crime. That's my whole thing, blackmail. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we under house arrest? What? Yeah, Bobby, I agree with you. It is a difficult thing, but it's something that we should not take our finger or a pedal or a foot, whatever you want to call it, off the gas, and really fight for these laws to change. I really believe it, because what I don't want to see is continued stories like this that end in a fatality. There's been enough of that, right? So, and you're right, it is going to be hard, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. God knows. So you're saying some postal workers in the U.S. carry? They carry. Okay. Oh, well, let's not tell on them if they're not supposed to. That's just not the reality here in Canada, my brothers and sisters. You know, it is illegal to own a gun unless you are a hunter, unless you're somebody that collects like antique guns or whatever. So the gun laws are different here. And as a result of that, you really can't have anything like that on your person. You know, they're even trying to fight for us to carry mace. Can you believe that? Even mace is against the law. So yeah, it's a bit different here, family. It's really a bit different here. Even if you, for example, let's just use this postal worker, for example. Say she had a weapon and she used it. She would probably get charged, believe it or not, because it is against the law to use it in that way. So if somebody broke into my home and I'm a legal weapon owner under the criteria that allows me to be one, and somebody broke into my window and I used it to just, scare them off or whatever, I would get charged because the punishment wouldn't fit the crime. The person only just came through the window. So I didn't need to use my weapon on him or her. That's kind of how they do it. Or, so it's just like, it's crazy to me. It really is, but that's the laws here. So a male carrier wouldn't be able to do that and not be charged. They might get off based on this scenario, but initially they'd probably be brought in. Hey, Shan White, I hope all is well with you. The post office can refuse to deliver to her address. Yeah, they should do that. Or, like I was saying, just bring one that looks like you so they don't go through that. But she doesn't deserve any service. I agree with you. Let her go to the post office every day and pick up her mail, the nearest post office. Make it inconvenient for her. But she's on house arrest, so she can't go anywhere. But with what they say, 11 p.m. curfew. So I'm not really even sure what that means. Like, if you're on house arrest, are you allowed out or not? Why do you have a curfew if you're on house arrest? That's just weird to me. That's not how house arrest works here. Oh, my goodness. Yep. I see everybody feels the same way. That was attempted unaliving. Postal workers should be protected. So, yeah, Oh boy. So I see, yep, Shan, what you're saying, she should have been locked up. Everybody kind of feels the same way. Yep, everybody, I see y'all are feeling the same way. Oh, wow. Kenneth, you say she should get life in prison. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she definitely needs to do time. She definitely needs to do time. And I hope that the Miami-Dade State's Attorney's Office is able to escalate this to a hate crime, because it is what it is, a hate crime plus attempted murder. Okay, because that's what that was. She was angry, full of hate for this Black woman, and she wanted to take her out. Period. It was not second degree, it's first degree. And it always just like, why are you so full of so much hate? What's the matter with these people? Seriously, what is a matter with these people that you're so full of hate that you were going to use your vehicle, which is a weapon? First, you used your hose. That's also a weapon because you used it to assault her. Then you threatened to use your pellet gun, another weapon. But she took the biggest weapon ultimately because she really wanted to take this woman out. There's no confusion here. There's no reason for a review. Something is seriously wrong with these non-melanated people that have an issue with Black people for no reason other than the color of their skin. These people need to look at themselves. Take a good, long, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, why would you have so much hate for somebody because of the color of their skin? Do you not realize that there's something wrong with your mind if you feel like you're going to have so much hatred and prejudice for somebody because of the color of their skin? Something is severely wrong. You need to look at that. Go to therapy, go do whatever you need to do. Go get prayer, do something. Go down in water, repent for your wrongs and your hatred in your heart and change your wicked ways. It's despicable and disgusting behavior. And you need to look at that. All right. Yes, I see everybody's feeling the same way. And I appreciate you guys, engaging with this because it's really troubling. And in this case, it's not even, one of the folks. It is a Hispanic person. So that just goes to show the anti-Black hatred and racism toward us, we already know, is far reaching. It's not just the folks. It's Asian, it's South Asian, it's pretty much globally, right? Like we get it from everybody. And I'm not saying every single person in, of those races. I'm just saying we get it from those that are non-melanated. We get it. And those that are slightly melanated, we get it. So Shan, you're saying for at least 20 years, she should be behind bars. Yep, malicious. You're saying that she had ill intent for sure. If it's one thing if you're in your vehicle and you try once, you're trying to scare somebody. You try twice, you're really trying to take that person out. You try 3 times, you want to really make sure you do it and it happens, right? So yeah, definitely. She had all intentions. Hello, Willie Gaga. Thanks so much for tuning in. Calvin, you're saying the world is against us. Yeah. Some of the people in the world are against us for sure. So you're saying it's a federal crime to attack. You're saying postal workers that are the folks, and we're still fighting for human rights. Well, clearly, because this Black woman was attacked, and she's, this woman is still able to be home, and no real consequences so far. This is a crime against a federal employee. Exactly. Hello, Beverly White. How you doing? Hazard pay. Oh, that's what you call it here. We call it danger pay. Yeah, same thing. Hazard pay, danger pay. Yeah. Yeah, they do, James. They sure do pick who they want to do it to. And I always say Black women are massive targets. Okay, big time. I'm not saying Black men aren't either, because they are. Black women, we are massive targets. Good idea, facts not feelings. You said you wear a body cam when you go outside. Hey, I always say body cam, dash cam, the AI glasses, whatever we need to do to make sure that we cover because it's their word against ours and what have you. And, then sometimes we end up being in the wrong and they are believed and all that good stuff. So it's always good to have cameras. And in this case, there was cameras to see everything, yet she's still on house arrest. She's still not behind bars. So, but I strongly recommend everybody have some sort of surveillance on them. Absolutely. Yeah, Teresa, exactly. Especially towards government officer on duty. So you're saying the way the judge carried it is the reason why people like her keep doing what they do. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be more stronger consequences. And like I said, this woman already has a record for battery. So I don't know who she's battering, but at the end of the day, if she was arrested, she has an issue. She definitely has an issue. She's got an issue with her temper. She's got an issue with her self-control. She has an issue with hatred. And because she's not really suffering any consequences, she'll continue to do it. Oh, so Damon, you're saying the same thing. In England, you're not allowed to attack anyone who breaks into your home. See, now, like I was saying, here you can defend yourself, but you have to be careful how far you go, right? For example, if somebody breaks into my home and we're boxing, right? It's like, you know what? It's me or you, and that person is rendered unconscious and I continue to the point where they have life-threatening injuries, I can be arrested for that because the instant that they're down and unconscious, what I'm supposed to do is call the police. I'm not supposed to continue. My thing is this, look. I'm not going to have those thoughts in my mind, which is, oh, I guess I better stop now because this person's unconscious. No, I'm not thinking all of that. I'm not. You're in my house. You violated my personal space. You came into my home unannounced, uninvited. I don't know if you're going to wake up just now and what's going to happen. I don't know if there's somebody else with you. You're not thinking that way. You're thinking I'm going to do what I need to do to save myself and my family. So, I'm doing what I have to do. And that's what I think the average person in the world will do. So I would fight those charges if I was charged big time. It is an alarming situation. I agree with you, Teresa. Facts, no feelings. You feel like the judge was making it easy for her. Agree. Florida is a reflection of anti-Black. Yep. So facts, no feeling, you're saying that you should have something and defend yourself at all costs. Yeah, it was Miami. It was Miami. Yeah, they can be anti-Black racist. I agree with you, Damon. Big time. So Damon, you're saying it's very hostile. You lived there for years and you left. Yeah. Assault on postal workers is a federal crime. That is true. That is true. That's why I'm wondering, what about the postal company she works for? What are they doing? Because this is serious. This is really, really serious. So Mike Nice, you're saying it's taught behavior. Yeah, sometimes you wonder, what happened in her life, right? Did she have a Black man who broke her heart or anything like that? You just wonder sometimes, right? It's just, yeah. Nevertheless, it's not an excuse for what she did at all. At all. Yeah, you're right. We don't have to ask why. I want just, what the heck is wrong with you that you don't like us? Something's wrong with you. And the answer is within you. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, premeditated. Exactly. Where's the stiff sentencing? Sue. Yes, exactly. Colonial evil spirit. Yep. All right. Well, family, another day, another anti-Black racist that it is my pleasure to expose. And I will most certainly be keeping my eye on this and make sure that keep you all posted, because I'm not, like, again, not allowing this to get buried in the algorithms, and then we don't know what happened. And this woman gets to live her life. And next time it becomes more of a fatality, right? And then we're talking about, remember when that happened? Not doing that. We need to keep our fingers, our feet, everything on the gas, and make sure that these people are held accountable. Yep, that is my 2 cents for today. As I said, it is a Friday Eve, so I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to love you and leave you. But before I do, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already got your tickets for the ADNC Narrative Power Summit, please make sure that you do so. The link is in the description field of this live stream. I expect you all to get your tickets so that, you know what? Not only are you going to just see us here live streaming and talking to you all, you'll be able to talk to us in person. So you'll be able to talk to Philip Scott, Demetra Kay, Wangel Zelalem, me, Rosemary Havsam, and maybe some other surprise special guests. So what are you waiting for? Grab your tickets, plan your trip to Toronto, come hang out with us in July. We look forward to seeing you and meeting you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I shall see you tomorrow for yet another one. And until then, please be safe, everyone. Be very, very safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow.